You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. Yo, Trufants, what's up?
Hey.
What's up?
It's
Truly
Friday.
Unruly. I know it's Friday. How you guys feeling today?
Feeling well, man. Feeling
Pretty
good.
good.
Feeling good.
I'm do-ragging it. If anyone's asking why, I just had an 115-pound Asian lady just walk on me for an hour and a half, so I'm very comfortable and very relaxed. What I mean by that is deep tissue Thai massage, so I'm very comfortable.
Yeah, you got to clarify.
Right.
Once you start talking about
right.
massages. And
Right. Was it a happy ending type
Listen. We
place?
didn't get the
I've been to
Deshaun
one of
Watson
those and didn't
special
know
over
it.
here, okay? Like none of that. But it's just I usually like getting sports massage or deep tissue massage, and there's this really good Thai place out here. They were like the highest rated on Google, so I went and checked them out. And it's crazy. You walk into the room and there's like all these beams and bars that are going across the top, and I'm like, whoa, this is not what I signed up for. And it's not your traditional like massage table. It's like this big just wooden slab with a hole in it where the head is, and it's like this dark hole. And I was like, yo, I'm like, I don't know about this, but I committed and it ended up being dope. And I've never had anyone massage me that well with their feet in my life.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I know some of my friends have gone to those places where they give you full body scrubs and everybody's like naked on tables and they literally scrub you damn near inside and out. So, yeah. Glad you got a good massage.
No, it was good. I definitely needed that. But anyway, enough of my massage bullshit. I need you guys' help, man.
Uh-oh.
Today's episode is I need you guys' parenting expertise, man. So, quick backstory. My son and his friends at school, they love playing superheroes, right?
Yes.
And with like 6-year-old boys, they be getting physical and whatever, right? So the end of the day is rolling around. This was like on, what's today? Friday. So this might have been like Tuesday of this week. And they're getting ready. School's about to get out. So they're getting their stuff together. And this kid who's by the way, like the kid is a really good kid. Like his parents are great. Like he's not a bad kid or anything like that. But he's messing with Orion. And so like he ends up like punching Orion, but like punched him like in the chest a few times hard or like in the back. I can't remember exactly. And
were you
Orion,
a witness?
One thing you have to understand about Orion, at the end of the day, Orion's tired, he's hungry, and quite frankly, he does not want to be fucked with, right? So he has a moment and he turns into his dad, and without saying it, the kid in his head met a bookcase.
Okay.
Okay, that's justified.
Fair. That's fair in the world of horseplay and physical play at recess, right? But I'll let you continue.
Right. So my kid pretty much puts this other kid into a bookcase, right? And my question for you guys is, like, how do you guys feel about your kids defending themselves physically, especially at that young age? Because like, I'm the type of dad with both of my kids. Like, I will never punish my kids at all for defending themselves and protecting their personal space. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to teach my kids to be irresponsible and start fights or just be fighting. And you guys have 5 kids. You guys have girls, clearly one boy. But like, have you guys ran into anything like this before? Have you guys had to deal with anything like this? Like, what steps should I take? Like, cause it's like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to like, yeah, good job, son. You beat that kid's ass. But at the same time,
No, you don't.
But I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I want to be like, well, hey, he shouldn't have been hitting on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't find this like, I don't know, this gray area, I guess, or this happy medium.
Trying to find that happy medium.
Yeah, because like,
right.
I've never, as a father, you guys, like, being completely transparent, like, this is the first time I've ever like dealt with this. And like growing up, I've always was like, oh yeah, my kids, like, I'm not gonna let nobody, like, my kids are gonna, but then like it happens and you're like, oh shit.
Right.
Because like, I don't want to like Because then, like, I don't want the other kids' parents to be like, yo, what's going on in the Walker household? They're just letting their son just throw kids in the bookcases. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that kid was punching in the chest. So what's going on in your household that your child feels like it's okay to punch another kid in the chest?
But that's the thing, Jess, is like when I talk to his teacher about it, and even when I see them, like they all do it. Like I don't know, like they don't. I've never seen Orion when he's around his friends like physically like hitting each other like hard, but like they tussle and stuff, and they do this like these boys love these damn superheroes, and so like they think they're superheroes, and like me and this other kid who's a family that we're really good friends with, like me and the other kid's mom had told him at this pool party we went to before, like, hey, we know you guys like doing the superhero thing, but it stops at school. Like you guys can't be, whatever. So, and that's a different parent, but like, I don't know, man. Like I'm in this weird crossroads.
Well, we've never dealt with anything physical before, but I think you've taken the right steps. You do not encourage your kid to punch other kids back initially, because then I think they'll feel like that's how they can solve every problem, is by punching a child.
That's deep, mama.
I know. But but going to the teacher, that's another good step. And now the teacher's aware and she'll kind of monitor when they're together. But I feel like if they play like that all the time, I don't see what the problem is unless the kid was really hurt.
I think, did you guys witness this, Kel? Did you guys witness the physicality and the bookshelf and all that?
No. So the teacher told us, and then my son told us, and it was like the exact same story.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, it wasn't like no one was bullshitting or over exaggerating, but he's just, Orion grabbed him and like pushed through him into the bookcase, and the kid hit his head and like lumped his head up. Now I saw the kid today when I went and picked up Orion from school, and they're all like, he's like, bye, Orion. Orion's like, bye. And the mom's like, hey.
That's the good
like,
thing about kids, like, right? Yeah.
So it's like, so they're cool, but at the same time, I'm just like, fuck, like y'all don't got to be so damn physical with each other.
And what I would say as well,
so aggressive.
They are
so aggressive.
They're very aggressive.
And it's boys especially. I know with Cassius, and what I've had to deal with is taking them to soccer and taking them to different activities to where they want kids to be aggressive and play these sports and do things and be aggressive to the ball. But getting the concept of the game, Cassius was more excited about just running into the other boys, and everybody would fall. It'd be like a dog pile, and they would love that. All the kids would be laughing and smiling, and I'm looking over at some of the parents, and they're kind of like, oh.
It's like he's never been let out the house before. Like socially awkward. Only sisters. So as soon as he sees boys, it's like,
all the juices start flowing and he's ready to go. So I've had to pull him to the side and tell him that you don't want to hurt people because you don't want people doing that to you. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to play the game, but purposely like
do unto others.
And making a line straight for another kid. The ball is over here and you're looking to just make contact. That's not the way that we're going to play games. I get it. I understand it, but
this is a different situation.
Right. Yeah. This is at school, but this is the only thing I can go off because my kids, they haven't gotten any fights yet, but so you just coach through it. I think it's not a good thing that it happened, but and now it's a teachable moment and you teach through this.
Right.
So I think you can spin it and you can turn it into a positive.
And there's a difference between horseplay and bullying. Now, if this was a continual thing, I would encourage my child to stand up for themselves. Not, push the kid down and have them hit their head on the concrete.
If they're getting bullied,
but if you're getting bullied, you whoop their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've I've dealt with, so when Orion was, because he's 6 now, I think he might have been 3, and he was going to the school in Seattle, and there was this kid who every time we see him like around this kid, he would get kind of like weird, and I'd never seen him like that, and I kind of found out what was going on with the kid. And you know what this kid did to my son? This kid spit on my kid.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a learned behavior.
Right. So then like I turn into the devil, right? Straight up. I go to the school, I'm talking to the principal, and I let him know what it is. And I told him straight up, I said, look here, I was like, I want to talk to this kid's mom and dad, because I didn't know what's going on in their house, and their dad essentially this kid's dad's about to get the business. Straight up, and
guilty by association.
That's it. Your kid is about to see his hero get the hands put on him. And
Kel, his dad would probably spit on you immediately.
Yeah, right. Well, it's
that's what we hope. Hey, baby, that's right. What we're wishing for.
Ugly,
right.
But,
you're hoping,
but
praying.
I've had to tell I had to tell the teacher one time. I was like, because I'm not about to go up to no school and be making no threats, right? But like, I told the teacher straight up, I said, look, I was like, if I get another phone call, or his mom gets another phone call, we get another phone call about, some kid, doing X, Y, and Z. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna make it real uncomfortable for everybody. And that's what you should do.
That's fair.
That's what you should do.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, I've done that before.
Right, yeah.
Like, okay, I'm going to talk to the parents outside of you guys, because if you're not going to bat for your kids, they may not feel like they're being protected at all.
Right.
So you can't trust the teacher and all this kind of stuff to protect your kids.
And it's good for your kids to see that too.
I'll do it.
Right.
Dad's going to come up here if things are going,
if they're not handling it like they should. Okay, I got it. You guys are going to do your job? I'll do it.
I pulled the one teacher to the side, and I pulled her in the hallway and was talking to her, and like, I was cool with her about it, and I let her know what was good, and she just like gave me this 10,000 mile stare, and then she just started crying. And I look at her, I'm like, I don't know what you're crying for. It's just, I'm not here for all that. Like,
switched it into her.
Right.
She made it about her. She made it about her.
Did it turn into a little bit of fragility, or
like, you gonna do all that crying? You ain't getting nothing from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna speak on logic right now and speak on facts. So
wait a minute. We don't care about crying either.
As in who? Us?
No, other people.
Oh
yeah. If somebody just starts crying, you don't care.
I do not care.
Especially when it's another adult. Yo, what are you crying for? Leave that to the kids. Why are you crying?
Right.
We're the adults. We're the ones that are supposed to be like having the conversation and figuring out the situation and trying to like nip this all in the butt. Why are you crying? Right.
That's why I have to go fight this parent, because you're sitting here crying.
You're sitting here crying. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Have you guys, like, let's say, like, growing up in your own lives, like, did you guys ever deal with situations like that where, like, you were kind of backed into a corner and you kind of had to, handle your business? Because I know, Marcus, especially for you playing sports, and we know how the testosterone flies in the locker room.
Right. Yep.
And there's certain guys, especially, let's say, you're out to take a guy's spot or something like that, and a guy might try you.
Right. Yep.
Do you know who you're talking to?
As a kid, on the sports field, I never really experienced or maybe I did, if people didn't know, or if I was a younger guy, the freshman, sophomore, they're trying to get up to the varsity or JV. And some of the older guys may try to test me, but I was always able to handle it because I was an alpha in sports, So I was able to excel. I was able to physically outdo the majority of the people that I was around. So that was my outlet, and that was the way I got around the bullying. Because if you were a bully but you couldn't excel in that sport, I would make you look silly, I'd make you look stupid, or of course I would outdo you. Then there wasn't much for you to but you didn't really have a lot of power behind your bullying. And you know what I'm saying? So I never really dealt with it much. And I think I talked about this before. I was the guy that would help out those that were perceived as a target or bait, right? And I know you about to hit.
You asked the wrong person, Kel. I think we should all get up and give him a standing ovation for how he handled conflict as a child.
Thank you. I've always learned to avoid conflict was kind of my defense.
Well, now
a mechanism.
It's go time.
And you know what I'm saying? But
he didn't get it.
It is go time because you're ready for all
He's
the smoke.
In constant conflict.
Yeah. I gotta be locked in. Gotta be locked in. I got my fist balled up at all times because you never know.
Actually, you shouldn't say that.
Well, it's
you got your fist balled up for what reason?
Mentally.
What are you going to do?
Fist balled up.
Is it the Arthur fist? Like the meme with the Arthur fist?
God dang it, the Arthur fist?
What about you, Jess? Because I know it's different for girls. Because like with girls, like
girls are mean.
I don't know, with guys, like we're kind of brute about it, but girls, you guys are like cerebral. Like you guys are really, really
with
mean.
everything.
There's like intent. It's like thought out how you're gonna torture somebody and how you're gonna plan to attack somebody. It's devious. It's damn near evil. Girls.
It's calculated for sure.
It is very calculated.
Premeditated. All y'all going to jail. Right. Yeah.
Like I've maybe seen in my whole life, and this is even living in the hood, I've seen maybe a handful of girl fights, right? But they were so vicious. The ones that I saw.
Vicious. No, but girls, they'll slice you with their words and they'll start rumors and lies. So they find ways to cut deep. Minus a razor blade.
I'll bring it back around though. That's how it starts, Kel, though, with the punching in the chest and little stuff like that as young kids. And as you mature and as you grow, that turns into the nasty stuff. That turns into being a bully as a boy or girl.
Well, that's the parents' job.
Right. You got to nip it in the butt.
It's your parents'
early, I guess is what I'm saying.
It's their job. They're little. They don't know. They don't fully understand. They can't grasp the concept. Right. It is a parent's job.
Teachable moments.
Right. To nip that in the bud. And if it continues, that means there is something very wrong at home. And maybe that's all that kid knows. And he takes it and brings it to school.
Well, how do you guys feel about those parents? And I think all three of us will probably agree on the same thing. But how do you feel about those parents that like their kid gets into a fight? The kid gets beat up pretty bad. The kid comes home and the parents like, you need to go back and fight that kid. Like you can't come home looking like that.
That encourages future violence.
Yeah. That's
what are you supposed to say though?
Well,
it's situational, but for me, my initial response is that we as a family and need some get back, right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that until you look at details. What happened? Did you start the fight?
Right.
A, B, and C, right? But when it comes down to it, everybody wants to protect their child, right? Everybody wants their child to be the best at everything.
Right.
Even though that may, that comes down to fighting and everything, right?
But sometimes it doesn't protect your child.
It doesn't.
When you're like, go back out and fight.
And I'm not saying that but that's a knee-jerk kind of reaction. So I can't fault a parent for that. But again, everything is a teachable moment. Maybe they needed their ass whooped in a certain situation.
Damn. Really?
No, that's true, man.
That's
because
life.
There's some kids.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Because there's some kids that talk big trash and then they finally get punched in the mouth. And everybody talks shit till they get finally get punched in the mouth.
Right.
And then they get punched in the mouth and it's like, oh, and your parent, when your mom or dad are like, should have been talking all that shit. You wouldn't got punched in the mouth.
And that's true. And my thing with my kids is if you hit somebody, you better be prepared to get hit back. Is kind of how I teach. And that's amongst the siblings, right? Because they say, okay, you came up to your sister or you hit your sister and then she hit you back. Okay. I really can't do anything as a parent, but I'm teaching that if you hit somebody, you better be ready to get hit back. So, of course, you want to protect yourself, but
what happened if you hit somebody? You go for the jugular.
If the situation calls,
and take
everything
them out.
is situational, but kids, they may not understand the whole spectrum of this hitting thing, though. So you kind of gotta tread lightly on being able to press the attack button. Okay, yes. If someone's trying to kidnap you, yes, you scratch, kick, bite, kill if you have to, right? To get away. But it's these situations that we have to break down. And
let's stop right there. When you're telling a young child, like you said, they don't understand. And so when you're telling a young child, knock him out. If you hit him, you better be prepared to get hit back. That's kind of giving the green light to behave in that manner. I don't know, because they don't really understand. When they're older, I think it's okay. But when they're young, it should be like the situation with your son. It should be.
Tell your teacher.
It should be horseplay.
Yeah.
And if it's bullying, it should be able to be handled between the school and the kid, or the parents, the school and the kid.
Yeah.
Everything is you got to walk a fine line, though, because if you're allowing horseplay, or if your child is allowing horseplay, that's towing the line of bullying. Okay, I'm always going to pick on this boy because just because I like to. I'm going to continue to punch him in the chest. He's smaller. He's this and that.
Well, once again, if it becomes a problem, that's when everybody needs to get involved.
Right. But that's why communication of protecting yourself and kind of dropping those tidbits into your child, I feel like is okay.
It's okay.
Right.
I guess it's okay to say, push him back. Right. But it's not okay to be like, whoop his ass.
Protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times.
By any means necessary.
What I guess what triggers me and makes me more frustrated is that this is my black son. You know what I'm saying? So there's this part of me that's like, oh, this white kid's hitting on my son. There already ain't that many black kids there. So then if my kid puts, and I live in a red state, you feel me? So it's
you're in trouble.
My son puts hands on this kid, then it might get looked at as, oh, it's the uncontrollable black kid that can't control themselves. You know how they are.
That's
and then
exactly
you fall into a bunch
what
of stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but at the same time, he's a good kid, and his teacher knows. He says all the time, he's an excellent kid. But at the same time, I know we know how perception works,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, and sometimes kids will be kids. They are learning through this thing called life, right? So,
right. But Kel has a point.
Yeah, he has a kid, huge point. A huge point with
it's just horseplay.
Right.
But if it's Orion, there was intent.
Yeah.
It was violent.
And he attacked. Yeah.
He attacked.
He put him into a damn bookcase.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
He had a little.
You was kind of excited about it too, Kel, huh?
I fucking loved it. I asked him if he was leaking. I was like, was he bleeding?
Oh, see, now you're the parent.
That's what I'm saying.
Was he leaking?
And that's Jess. That's why we're having this conversation,
right?
Because
you got to reel him back in, though.
That part. Yeah, I got to reel it back in. But that part of me comes out where I'm like, well, shit. What's the other kid look like? But then
right.
But that's the knee jerk. But that's the knee jerk. Right.
That's the knee jerk.
It's natural to want to know.
But then I can't then I have to remember calm down.
Right.
Kid goes to a really nice school. You live in Summerlin. It's not like that out here. You can't just be. This ain't Othello. You can't just be wilding. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, you can, but.
I know as parents, we want our kids to win at everything, right? So the knee jerk wins are those short-term wins. We got to look at the bigger picture, right? Just because you threw them into a bookcase, you might have won that one, but we don't want them looking at you funny like you're this wild kid. Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah. I see you got your hand up, ma'am. Yes.
What is a knee jerk?
Knee jerk is just
I know
automatic. It kind of
like
responds.
a quick movement, like.
Or you tell me if I'm using it wrong. I might be using it wrong.
No, I know. Yeah. No, I can explain. I got you, Marcus. I got you.
All right.
I got you, Marcus. It's like this, Jess. It's just like it's a reaction. Like you don't think about it. You're just and it's like, oh shoot, I should have thought about that before.
Well, he keeps saying the knee jerk reaction. And I'm
you jerk. You know. Right.
But
yeah.
Okay.
But you'll figure it out.
Interesting.
You'll figure it out, and I bet you that kid won't punch Orion in the chest again.
No, not at all. And it's funny is like, what doesn't help is like I have a group thread with like 8 of my friends, right? 8 of my closest friends. And it's a very diverse group. You got some black guys, you got some white guys, you got African guys, there's a bunch of us, right? And I told them and they were all just like, yeah, that's right.
I was going to say unanimous.
Yeah, it's awful. My friends don't help. They're like, yeah, we ain't raising no punks over here. They got kids too. They're like, yeah, like, that kid, the kid, no, don't put hands on or you're going to get dealt with. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like egging it on. But then like, I have to like stop and be like, hold on. Can't feed into that.
You don't want to.
Not the knee jerk.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here jerking my knee.
So you guys said you haven't dealt with any fighting like with the girls, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay,
just bullying. And I talked about it on one of the episodes.
Right. Yeah. I can tell with your girls, you guys as girls though, like, because Carmen's very reserved, but then I can see Kimora. I can see Kimora choking somebody out. Kimora,
so
like,
could
what? I could see that. I can see Kenny kicking somebody. Like Kenny not taking no mess. And I can see Cassidy like screaming at somebody, just like, leave me alone. I'm like, whoa.
I can see we've gone back on some of our videos when they were younger, and there was a video of Cassidy. Do you remember that video? And it's Kenny, and she's literally fully windmill like whooping her ass, like just
kind of like it's a video game. Yeah, the arms were.
It was a knee-jerk response.
Like one of these.
Yeah,
one hand only, just whack,
intent to kill though.
Whack.
Yeah.
They were both on the ground, and she was just. It's survival. Yeah. As the 4th girl. So. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the advice, you guys. This was a good episode, and definitely got some stuff to walk away with from this one. But this is truly unruly. I think this is episode 34.
Nice.
34 in. Remember, everybody, please review, like, follow us, subscribe on all your favorite streaming platforms. If you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify or Buzzsprout, whatever it may be, please subscribe. Don't miss out. And of course, subscribe to the visual on YouTube. Just go over to Marcus Trufants' YouTube channel and subscribe. Be a good fan and friend because we really appreciate it. Of course, follow us on Instagram, truly unruly _podcast on IG. Follow Marcus _Trufant on IG, and follow Jessica _Trufant on IG because she takes videos of her children sleep in the car while she has her own concert. And follow me, media _Kells. Of course, every Sunday, catch us on Converge. Shout out to Omari and the whole team over at Converge. They're doing great work. And I think that is it, y'all.
That's it.
All right.
Peace and love, y'all.